Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. This is the show where we help investors like you to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a foreclosure deal. Great show for you guys today. We're going to talk about freedom. Here I am in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And on this show, we're really going to dive in how real estate can help you to find the financial and personal freedom you're looking for with investing. Going to be a great show. Stay tuned. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. I am your host and Foreclosure Deals Coach, Donnie Corum, and this show, every week, we talk to investors like you about getting into the real estate game through foreclosure investing and how you can make money finding, figuring, funding, fixing, and flipping a foreclosure deal. You know, one of the reasons people get into real estate investing is about freedom. You want to get into the business because you've got a day job, right? And maybe you're not so fond of that day job. Maybe you want to be doing something else with your life full time, right? And you're spending a lot of time in this area you don't want to be in because, let's face it, we all got to pay the bills, right? You all got something, a family you got to support, a mortgage, a rent you got to take care of, car payments, and who doesn't like to eat? Am I right? So how do you find the freedom that you're looking for in real estate to allow you to live the lifestyle like I'm doing right this moment, where I'm still operating a fully functional real estate investment business? We've got a couple of flips going right now. I've got a team of people who are finding deals for me right now and my clients and funding those deals, getting them fixed up, all while I'm sitting in Mexico. So how do you make that a reality for yourself? Well, we start with the mindset of the real estate investor. So I really think a lot of people come into this with this get rich quick mindset where it's like, I'm going to make a bunch of money and I'm going to sit beachside for the rest of my life. Listen, it's certainly feasible. And obviously a lot of wealth has been built in the real estate investment world by doing just that. Buying passive income assets, buying rental properties, right? And then working through it. So before we dive into that, this show was brought to you by Privy. Privy is the tool that I use to consistently find deals in the marketplace. And you can sign up for Privy on my affiliate link. Sorry, I showed the wrong link there. If you're having analysis paralysis or you're not sure where to find your first deals, you really want to use Privy. I use Privy every single day. I've got macros, searches set up that send me opportunities each and every single day right here in my local market. And then I go out and I scout those opportunities so I can create deal flow. If you're looking to create your own deal flow right there in your home market, whether you're looking for foreclosures or underpriced assets or HUD listings, Privy can help you find them all without needing MLS access, without being a licensed agent. You can log into Privy. Go ahead and check out Privy for free. There's a 7-day trial you can get if you head out to fdcprivy.com. The link is posted right there at the bottom. Don't worry about analysis paralysis. It also helps you to analyze the deal. Privy is an all-encompassing tool for investors who want to find their freedom and create deal flow with that application. Again, that's fdcprivy.com. Okay, so let's get back into this. You got to start with the mindset, because why you think about this is really going to determine your future in real estate investing. As a real estate investment coach, I spent a lot of time undoing the mindset of the get rich quick guys and gals who come to me and go, I don't want to do any actual work, right? I just want to make a bunch of money through real estate investing. And I heard that you're the solution to that. Guys, that's just not the case, okay? You got to think about how proper rich people think about this. And Robert Kiyosaki, a writer of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of my favorite business books, explains if you want to be financially free, you need to become a different person than you are today and let go of whatever has held you back in the past. Let's be perfectly honest, okay? A lot of people are just lazy. There's no other way to put it, right? They got into a very simple job. They wanted to do the minimum amount possible. They wanted to pay their bills. Unfortunately, generational laziness transfers. So if your parents are broke people, a lot of that transferred over. And you got to think back to going back to the agricultural era, right? Where families survived on work ethic. So everybody in the family had to get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, go to work on the farm to produce enough agriculture to support the entire family. Well, since the agricultural era has long faded, not that farmers are gone, just that there's a lot less of them, right? And more people have corporate jobs or work for the military. Unfortunately, that work ethic didn't necessarily transfer to the next generation. Listen, if you're a hardworking person, I'm not talking to you. I know you got the work ethic. I know you guys tune into the show each and every single week. But what I'm talking about is the general era of people who want to get into real estate investing, but don't want to put in the time to actually do the work to become an expert at this thing. Okay. So Robert explains you got to let go of your past. Whatever whatever you raised with, maybe your parents weren't really well off. My parents were middle class, upper middle class. We did fine. I am blessed to say I had a great childhood. I got very supportive parents who encouraged myself and my brothers to pursue our interests, but that's not every household, right? Some people this is just how it's going to be. One of my worst things I've heard is people who say, that kind of wealth is just not for us, referring to either a racial class or an income class or a education class. The reality is anybody who's fully committed to real estate investing can actually do it. The problem is most people don't want to put in the work to do it. Okay. So if you're already at that phase, you've got some discretionary income, you've got $50,000 in liquidity, either in cash or equity to do a deal, you probably can just jump right in and start doing deals with the Foreclosure Profit System at foreclosureprofitsystem.com. You schedule a call there. We will walk you through how we help you to find the deal, analyze the deal, fund the deal, fix the deal, and flip the deal. But if you're not in a space where you've got the financial resources to get started right now, then you got to consider other means. Okay. How are you going to generate the capital that you need to get there? And that's what we're really talking about today. With Privy, the tool that I recommended when we started, you can find deals and wholesale those deals off to even me and my team of investors. We work with wholesalers all across the country who are finding deals right here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. One of my favorites is Michelle Garabito. Michelle, if you're watching, hi, how you doing? Michelle is a national, a world traveler. She was bouncing from different cities all over the world, finding deals using Privy and then wholesaling those deals, making a profit from all over the world. And then she brought those deals to myself and my team. I was never clear on why she picked Colorado Springs, Colorado as one of her target markets, but it worked. We had a great relationship where I sourced deals from her. She did the heavy lifting of finding the deals, negotiating with the seller, a lot of which she found on the Privy application. And then we would buy them and she could make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on an assignment fee on a property she never physically stood inside of. So wholesaling is one way for people who don't have any money to get started. It's very competitive right now, but it's still doable. For most people, the big money in investing comes from doing fix and flips. And that's what I offer with the Foreclosure Profit System. I help people to locate deals, so we locate them for them. We're acting as the wholesaler in a lot of senses. We make a little bit of money for locating the deal for the client. Then we analyze the deal locally. We bring in inspections. We bring in we check it out for a roof inspection, a sewer line inspection. We make sure the deal is solid, and then we present it to the lender for funding. So by the time you're involved in the deal, we already know if it's a good deal, what your buy price is going to be, what the retail price of it's going to be, what the rehab budget is going to be on the property, and how we're going to get the funding that we need to actually do this deal. So it's a fully turnkey system. But first thing is you got to change your mindset. So here I am in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm talking to expats all over the place. I'm a musician, right? So I go to different bars, different locations, and I get to play music all over the world. It's an incredible part of something that I just absolutely There we are. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I think we lost connectivity for a moment. So when I'm out meeting people, I always ask, if you live here full time, and I try to find the people who do and hang out with them as much as possible, because it's my dream, it's part of my dream to kind of live all over the world. But we are definitely fond of Puerto Vallarta. We have some good friends who live here half of the year. So this is one of our bigger cities. And so it's important to understand how people got here. Without any cause here, almost everybody I talked to got to living in this beautiful resort community through real estate, like almost every single time, either through passive income, through obtaining rental properties. Some people are actively flipping deals right now from all over the country, where they happen to be. They set up teams and systems, and they can do that. Others are living off their stock portfolios, and there's other ways to get there, but you will see a consistency with people who are financially set, got there, and at least in part by utilizing real estate as one of their tools. Okay, so a couple ways you can get there. You could go out and find deals actively using Privy, figure out how to get them sourced, or you could join up with a foreclosure profit system where we do all the heavy lifting and locating the deals for you, and then we connect you with the construction project management to get the deal done, so you can actually be making money working on flips anywhere in the world that you happen to be. Okay, it can be done. It just takes a dedication to the learning of the process. And most people want to hop in and learn nothing and just start making money. I try to steer people away from this who are in the get rich quick mindset. Okay, we've got to change your mindset. As we mentioned here with the Robert Kiyosaki saying, I'm going to bring it up again here. If you want to be financially free, you got to become a different person than you are today, and let go of whatever held you back. A lot of people think it's impossible to make that kind of money in real estate investing. I can't tell many people on my Facebook posts, and people like, well, this just can't be legit. It's too good to be true, etc. Listen, guys, I'm living proof that it's actually real, and I'm not the only one. I have over 40 clients in my program right now who have access to deals and can do deals from anywhere because we manage the heavy lifting on their behalf. So it is possible. You just got to change your mindset. One of the tactics you're going to need, because we like to discuss mindset and then tactics, is you either need to determine whether you're on one side of the equation or the other. The first equation is you don't have any money to invest in a deal and you're starting from zero. Well, that's important that you're going to start wanting to get on systems like Privy or PropStream where you can locate and wholesale deals. For some people, wholesaling is how they make their entire living. Like I told you about Michelle, who's working all over the world to wholesale. For others, they're using wholesaling as a way to make the big bucks in real estate investing by getting enough capital to do a deal. Once again, to be a part of the foreclosure profit system, you need $50,000 in liquidity. And I know that seems like a staggering amount of money to most people, but listen, if you've got equity in your home, we can pull it out of the HELOC that way. If you've got cash sitting in an IRA account, right? If you've worked up some asset base, this is one way you can generate an income. Let's talk about how much income, okay? Because for most investors, we're looking to do 3 to 4 deals per year. Let's target 4 deals a year is kind of our thing. Okay. Whereas a lot of investors who are very experienced, they're looking for these crazy deals that we saw in 2020 through 22, where you could throw a rock really hard and hit a deal that might make you $50,000 to $80,000. And then because the market was in a state of hyperinflation, by the time you were done with that deal, you could find yourself selling it for another $20,000, $30,000 ahead of what you even thought you were going to sell it for. Man, those were incredible times. But like all good things, they don't last forever. So today, we're presenting reality with the foreclosure profit system. And reality is that a flip today is worth somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. Almost regardless of the price range. But if we're talking about an entry-level flip, okay, where you're buying in the Colorado Springs market, as a for instance, we'd be buying for about $300,000, maybe a little bit less. Okay, we're going to put in $30,000 to $40,000, maybe $50,000 into the rehab, and we're going to sell it for the early $400,000, staying below the median price of a home in Colorado Springs, which is wandering in the high fours, 470, 480, I believe it is right now. Okay, if you're going to do that deal, your expectations of profit, you're probably selling in the early fours on the deal I just gave you. Okay, so you're selling for about 410, 420. You bought it for the mid to early threes. You spent $50,000 on the remodel, so you're into it for $380, let's just say, and you're selling it for $420 to $430. Okay, that leaves a gross profit on the deal of 50 to 60 grand. It'd be great if you could keep the gross profit, but you got to pay the agent commissions, you got to pay the cost of funds to the hard money lender, etc. So usually you're keeping roughly 50% of the gross profit, or in this case, $25,000 to $30,000 on that deal. That's a very realistic deal that we find once or twice a week and then provide those to my clients. Okay, so there are tons of those opportunities out there. What is less realistic is finding one deal where you're going to make $100,000 on a singular deal. It is not that it doesn't happen. My best deal ever, I made $185,000, give or take. Okay, so it's possible, but it's rare. If you're going to do this consistently and find your freedom, you're not looking to hit home runs on every single deal. Rather, you're trying to find consistency in deals that can consistently make you $25,000 to $30,000 3 to 4 times a year while you're living beachside and watching the project from afar. It is not only feasible, I have clients who are doing distant deals right now. It is not easy. It is not always fun, but it is very doable if you have the right team that the foreclosure profit system provides to you. Okay, so on the show, you got to determine here where you're at. Do you have the capital to do a deal? Because a lot of people don't have $50K to put into a deal out of the gate. They've got to wholesale their way in which case you've got to find the right tools to locate deals and wholesale them. Guys, it's a job. I'm not here to sugarcoat that. When you're building wealth, getting started is going to be difficult. It is hard work. It takes time out of your day, and you got to balance it with whatever you do to provide for yourself and your family in the meantime. So really, it's like working time and a half, right? You got a 40-hour-a-week job, maybe you're in the military or you got a corporate job, and then when you get off work, you've got to dedicate 1 or 2 hours a day to prospecting for deals, finding those deals, connecting with potential cash buyers, and getting going. Getting started in that just takes the first step, which is knowing where to find deals in general, which again, if you sign up for Privy at fdcprivy.com, you'll get there. So here we are. We've got the mindset. You got to change how you think about this. That's the most important part. You can, in fact, find financial freedom. I'm living proof sitting here in Puerto Vallarta, sitting beachside, talking to you guys and running my real estate business that basically pays my bills while I'm wherever I want to be. You know, my mentor got to 115 properties using a method where he acquired properties either subject to taking over payments, or he flipped properties to produce the down payment income that he needed to buy those properties. Ended up with 115 or so houses at his peak, sold off half of those houses to pay off the other half, and now lives a completely passive lifestyle. But he got there by flipping properties. So a lot of people like, I just want to buy rental properties. It's easier. I can make, $300-400 a month doing that. And you're not wrong. Okay, but you got to produce a lot of income. The down payment on a rental property is usually 20%. So if you're buying that property at $300,000, you need $60,000 to put down. Now, maybe you have $60K to put down, but once you've bought that one property and now you're making $300 to $400 a month on that, you now got to wait to save up another 50 to 60 grand to buy your next one. If you're going to need, I don't know, how much do you need to retire? $5,000, $10,000 a month? Well, if you're going to say $10,000 a month, you're going to need 33 of these, 33 properties to retire at $300 a month. It's going to take $60,000 per unit to get that done. So you're talking about having to spend $1.8 to $1.9 million to take off of your existing income, right, to put as down payments. It's going to take a long time to get there. The other route is substantially faster. If you flip properties to generate the revenue and down payment funds that you need to buy these properties, now you're making an extra 100 grand a year on top of your day job by doing 4 basic flips per year. That's $100,000 in extra income coming in that you can take some of, at least, to put those down payments. So now you're able to buy 1 or 2 of these passive rental properties that you're looking for per year, as opposed to trying to pull it off of your income. Okay, so the first correction here is that you're going to have a hell of a time building a rental empire using your day income that you have to rely on to pay your bills with. Okay, unless you've got just a ton of discretionary income. For most people, the correct route is flipping distressed assets, buying stuff below market like foreclosures, right? Flipping those properties, making $25,000 a pop, because those deals are everywhere. You can find those consistently, and using that money to build your passive rental empire so you can now sit on the beach and live the life that you want to live. Guys, it's not only possible, it's feasible. The key is you got to do the right mindset. You got to employ the right tactics. You have to know what the steps are to get there, and then you need the right tools to accomplish that. So if you don't have the money to do a deal yet, the foreclosure profit system's not right for you. You want to consider getting privy and start looking for finding deals, okay? Then you're going to want a good tool for analysis, which we use Deal Check for. And then you're going to want a funding partner with Traction Capital to line up the capital that you need, so when those investors who are buying your deals that you're wholesaling to, you know you've got a lending source to get those things done. If you get those three systems set up, you can wholesale deals for $5 or $10,000 at a time, and maybe you're going to be able to, it's going to take you 10 deals to put together to get to the $50K that you need to start flipping property. But is wealth worth it? Is your freedom worth it? Is the time that you want to spend beachside with your family enjoying life instead of doing a job, is it worth it to you? Guys, I know for a fact it is. When I was getting started in the industry, it was a grind 20 years ago to get this going. People see the success I've achieved today and they feel like it just came easy. None of this was easy. None of it was fun. I toiled for years, but I worked under a mentor, a guy that taught me the business that I paid to get into the mentorship program, just like the foreclosure profit system. And he helped me to build the revenue that I needed to do my first deal, which led me to get to my second deal. And now here I am over 400 deals later, teaching people just like you how to get started and start making real money in real estate investing. This could be your story too. You just need to get started. All right, guys, that's our show for today. If you're ready to do a deal, head on out to foreclosureprofitsystem.com. If you're not ready to do a deal, but you want to wholesale your way to it, start by downloading the Privy application and then schedule a time with me. I'll show you how to set up Privy to notify you automatically to when deals hit the market so you can start that negotiation and get your entire wholesaling system set up to get you moving. With that, that is our show for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a pleasure to join you, but I'm going to get back to the beach here because it is just awesome outside right now from our condo here in Puerto Vallarta, right? So I'm going to get back to that, but I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to tune in. I would love to work with you to help you in your investment journey. This is Donnie Corum, your foreclosure deals coach, thanking you so much for tuning in and reminding you now and always, don't buy a house, buy a deal.